Good Wednesday evening, May 28th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. An East Wenatchee man is jailed, and police are looking for the owners of stolen goods that were allegedly delivered to him in exchange for fentanyl. Deputies patrolling Leavenworth say they were alerted last week to a bicycle theft that led to the recovery of other allegedly stolen items. Expect cooler and windy weather conditions on Thursday with warmer and sunny weather on Friday. I'll have all your weather details coming up in your full local weather forecast. The Second Creek fire burning above the Chumstick Valley north of Leavenworth is now about 64 acres in size and burning on national forest land. No structures have been lost and no injuries reported so far in that fire, which was first reported just before noon on Memorial Day. A Level 1 advisory was issued Tuesday afternoon by Chelan County Emergency Management, notifying nearby residents to be aware of the fire. It remains in effect for the entirety of Second Creek Road after it turns off from Mary Canyon Road. The Department of Natural Resources is the main firefighting agency. In response to dry weather and possible winds, fire districts serving the area, including Leavenworth and Lake Wenatchee, have instituted a ban on outdoor burning effective today. Recreational campfires can still be conducted in an approved fire ring. The City of Wenatchee filed an order on May 12th seeking to revoke the conditional use permit for Lighthouse Ministries' Columbia Street property. The city has received multiple nuisance complaints from businesses and employees located within a block of the local homeless outreach organization, which serves roughly 400 visitors each month. These complaints include litter, trespassing, parking violations, and more. The city then launched an investigation which found the Lighthouse in violation of multiple permit conditions, including failure to confine operations to the property, failure to have 3 property exits, and more. The revocation was to go into effect this Friday, but Lighthouse Executive Director Sean Arrington filed an appeal yesterday. The organization is allowed to stay open and operational throughout the appeal period. An East Wenatchee man is jailed, and police are looking for the owners of stolen goods that were allegedly delivered to him in exchange for fentanyl. East Wenatchee police partnered with the Douglas County Sheriff and the Columbia River Drug Task Force on Thursday to arrest 39-year-old Daniel Craig Wright after a warrant search of his residence in the 1600 block of 8th Street Southeast. Investigators say the search recovered items including bicycles, generators, and tools, as well as a handgun, a rifle, and a shotgun. Douglas County prosecutors charged Wright today with 3 counts of unlawful firearm possession, plus 1 count of drug possession with intent for a supply of psilocybin mushrooms allegedly found in his home. He's held in the Chelan County Jail on $20,000 bond. Anyone who's lost goods in recent thefts is asked to contact the East Wenatchee Police Department to try to identify their missing items. Planned Parenthood of Greater Washington and North Idaho, which operates a clinic in Wenatchee, will be forced to dig into reserve funds after a huge loss in state funding. The Washington state budget was signed by Governor Bob Ferguson on May 20th and cuts $8.5 million in funding to the state's Abortion Access Project. That program was created after the 2022 U.S. Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, which ended the nationwide constitutional right to an abortion. Planned Parenthood Chief External Affairs Officer Lindsey Johnson told NCWLIFE News the state funding supported direct financial assistance, security measures, and workforce assistance. Johnson said the loss of state funding comes as Planned Parenthood also braces for federal funding cuts. When we come back, an Ephrata man was charged with driving under the influence after he collided with the back of a vehicle on Highway 28 on Tuesday. And a new performance stage will be unveiled inside Pybus Public Market next week. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
It's the Click It RV Moses Lake Pre-Memorial Day Sales event with huge manufacturers discounts from Forest River, StarCraft, and more. Get zero down financing and no payment for 90 days. And get top dollar for your trade. And as our way of saying thank you, active military and veterans get a $500 parts and service card. And talk about giveaways. Win a StarCraft trailer or $30,000 in cash. And get a 65-inch TV with every purchase. Nobody beats a Click It RV deal. We guarantee it. Don't miss the Click It RV Moses Lake Pre-Memorial Day Sales event, May 18th through the 30th.
At Abby's, Toppings to the Edge is a promise we've kept for 60 years and counting. We load our pizzas with fresh ingredients, quality meats, and real cheese, so every bite is legendary. If you can find a better pizza, buy it. Abby's, you just can't top it. Right now, every day is Taco Tuesday at Abby's. Our Taco Especial is on sale 7 days a week. This giant pizza serves up to 6 people and is at a very special price. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. We're family-owned Abby's, a legendary pizza tradition.
An Ephrata man was charged with driving under the influence after he collided with the back of a vehicle on Highway 28 on Tuesday. The Washington State Patrol says that approximately 9:18 p.m., a 1991 Kawasaki motorcycle was traveling eastbound when it rear-ended a 2004 Subaru Impreza. The motorcyclist, 26-year-old Aaron J. Koski of Ephrata, was charged with DUI and transported to Columbia Basin Hospital for his injuries. The driver of the Subaru, 24-year-old Kalen S. Perez of Ephrata, was uninjured. Koski was also the driver of the 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee that struck and killed 31-year-old Kevin W. Goody, who had been walking in the road near Ephrata High School in May of 2022. Koski was not charged in that incident. Deputies patrolling Leavenworth say they were alerted last week to a bicycle theft that led to the recovery of other allegedly stolen items. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison says one of his officers was flagged down Thursday night by a resident whose bicycle had been stolen out of the back of her truck. When another vehicle prowl was reported later that night in the area of 8th and Commercial Streets, deputies allegedly found one of 2 suspects riding the stolen bike with more stolen gear in their vehicle. Arrested were 32-year-old Philip Quandrell Green of Wenatchee and 26-year-old Marquay Wilson of Cooley Dam, both on suspicion of possessing stolen property. Neither has yet been charged. Judge Robert Jordan allowed Wilson to be released on her own recognizance Friday. Green remains in the Chelan County Jail on $2,500 bond. Washington Attorney General Nick Brown and 15 other states filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration today over its attempts to cut National Science Foundation programs and funding. The AG's office says the proposed caps on NSF funding would cut essential research and infrastructure, lead to projects being abandoned, and staff layoffs. Last week, U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell led a roundtable of scientists to discuss the potential impact of those proposed cuts. One of those scientists is the director of the AI Institute on Agricultural AI for Decision Support and Workforce Development. The Ag Aid Institute has partners across the country, including the Washington State University Tree Fruit Research Center and Wenatchee Valley College.
The work we do at the Institute brings more data and science-guided information to agricultural decision-making process, carried out by a broad range of high-value specialty crop farmers that include growers, farm managers, and workers in a state like Washington State. We build tools and workflows and to help mitigate the effects of labor costs and shortages, and to better manage regional resources such as water. We also are preparing the next generation workforce in AI, starting pretty much at the K through 12 level, starting with the American youth, in other words, using programs like the Future Farmers of America that aligns well with the new executive order on advancing AI education for American youth. This work is ushering in a new age of strength for American food producers and helping to ensure that we have secure, resilient, and reliable food systems, because we know food security is also nation's national security. Agricultural cybersecurity is also becoming a very important area for future investment here. WSU researchers are working on cutting-edge security research across the entire computing stack, spanning hardware, software systems, and the web and the applications to precision agriculture. This research integrates AI to enhance the resilience of agricultural systems against cyber threats. We are deeply concerned about the nearly $5 billion in cuts to NSF, which will directly undercut this vital work and also our nation's ability to remain globally competitive. Critically, NSF funding also supports the development of future workforce, and without it, we'll fall behind in our ability to produce the much needed next generation of AI-ready graduates. Impacts of these cuts would go far beyond agricultural AI into areas that universities like WSU are heavily invested in and are really hard at work on an everyday basis, like areas like aquaculture applications, smart health, smart power grid, cybersecurity, and also integration of robotics and other forms of AI into several sectors like the manufacturing sectors and the production fields.
A new performance stage will be unveiled inside Paiba's Public Market next week. The grand opening of the railcar stage will be held on June 7th with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. The free event is open to the public, and attendees can watch a live performance by Just Us Band. The Paiba's Foundation said the railcar stage is a symbol of the organization's commitment to creating a vibrant hub where the community can come together. The ribbon-cutting ceremony begins at 3 p.m. and the Just Us Band will follow. Coming up next, the city of Wenatchee spent $3 million on improving Lincoln Park, but because of recent vandalism, it's become a constant effort to keep Lincoln and other city parks clean and appealing. We will visit with Parks and Rec Director Dave Erickson about that and more coming up in tonight's feature story. Our temperatures will take a roller coaster ride over the next few days with plenty of wind thrown in. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
In tonight's features story, the city of Wenatchee is constantly trying to improve its parks, including a $3 million project recently to make Lincoln Park more accessible and welcoming. But the park office is already dealing with new damage to its facilities all around town. As Parks and Recreation Director Dave Erickson tells NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz, it's become a constant effort to keep the city parks clean and appealing.
Pioneer Park bathrooms, they broke the urinals. Lincoln Park, they kicked out the stall partition doors. Washington Park got tagged on the restrooms. Methow Park tagged inside and outside the restroom. So lots of targets that we have to address on a daily basis.
The neighborhoods around these parks, the people are usually very good stewards. It's always those 2 or 3 bad apples, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah, it's probably, 95% of the people are fine. It's that 5% that come in and do things that they shouldn't be doing.
It's become almost a year-round problem now for you guys.
It is, yeah. You can almost guarantee 2 weeks after school got out, that's when we would start seeing some vandalism. People got bored. And now it is nearly every day. There's something happening in each of the parks. In fact, last year we spent almost $193,000 responding to vandalism incidents in the parks.
Is that something you have to budget for?
We do, yep.
And every year it probably has to go up a little bit?
Every year. And we have a budget line item. We thought, okay, this certain amount should be fine based on previous years. And just over the last maybe 3 or 4 years, it's escalated dramatically. So it depends on what they break too. We had a car drive into Lincoln Park, over the sidewalk, down the grass area, did $25,000 worth of damage because they bullseyed the main electrical panel for the park. And so we had to replace all of that here just maybe a month ago.
And there isn't really an answer, is there? I mean, security cameras are security cameras, but if you really don't want to get caught and you work hard enough, you're not going to.
Yeah, we've done all the various things that are recommended out there. We designed the features so that way they're harder to vandalize. We have changed the park around, better lighting, security cameras, as you mentioned. Outside of having full-time security officers in the parks, that's really about the only thing. And even say Hale Park, for example, it's so long, somebody could do something in less than 30 seconds at one end and the security guard could be at the other end. So it's a challenge.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast, and hope you had a fantastic Wednesday. And boy, it felt like summer out there today, didn't it? All kinds of blue sky across North Central Washington. Beautiful shot looking down at the Wenatchee Valley from our jump-off ridge tower camera, and just made for a beautiful shot today. You can still see just a little bit of snow on the peaks of the Cascades in the distance, but as I mentioned, man, it felt like summer out there today. And as we move into the end of the week and our upcoming weekend, tomorrow a little dip in our weather. We'll see a weak cold front move through. It could kick off some showers in some locations, not so much for us, but we will see strong gusty winds tomorrow between 20 and 40 miles an hour. And then as we get into Friday, back to the beautiful weather. Sunny skies, upper 80s, or upper 70s rather, to mid 80s. Saturday we will get all the way into the low 90s. We're going to start off with sunny and calm conditions, but a lot of wind will affect our weather as we get late in the day on Saturday, and we'll talk more about that coming up. But today's high temperature, look at that, 89 degrees, 15 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. 74 is normal, and we were only 5 degrees below a record high that was set in 1983 of 94 degrees. 57 this morning, a warm start to our day. 52 our normal low, and our record low set just 4 years ago, 41 degrees in 2021. 5:11 sunrise this morning, and it sets tonight at 8:46. All right, a big difference as we show you the temperatures we expect for Thursday. In fact, about 10 degrees cool down for most of us. Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy in the Columbia Basin still in the low 80s, about 81, 80 for Wenatchee, upper 70s then for Eniat and Chelan, also up into Omak, 78 in Leavenworth tomorrow, and 79 in Cashmere. And one thing you need to keep in mind, it's big cool down, but those temperatures are all still about 5 degrees above where we should see them. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Still have that nice ridge of high pressure over us. Very mild tonight. Look at that, low temperatures, low 60s overnight tonight. So enjoy that evening if you have the chance. For Thursday, we're in for a change. There are the winds that we expect for Thursday. High pressure to our west, a trough of low pressure to our east, and that's why we'll see those winds. Cooler temperatures too. Our airflow coming from the northwest, highs around 80 on Thursday. For Friday, back to that sunshine and a great big ridge of high pressure. It's going to be warmer Friday with afternoon highs into the mid 80s, so a beautiful end to our work week. And then as we get into Saturday, this is throughout our Saturday morning into early afternoon with mostly sunny skies. skies, but look what happens late in the day. This is very windy conditions throughout north central and south central Washington. But with the wind, we're seeing a strong flow of air, high temperatures near 90 on Saturday. And then for our June 1st on Sunday, maybe still a little bit breezy, mostly sunny skies, much cooler with highs on Sunday only in the mid-70s. So get ready for about a 15-degree cool down between Saturday and Sunday. By Monday, mostly cloudy skies, a bit breezy, and look at that, a chance for some showers on Monday. Very active around the western United States next week. We'll see high temperatures on Monday into those mid-70s. And then for Tuesday, back to the mostly sunny skies, maybe just light breezes on Tuesday afternoon with high temperatures back to where we should see them in the mid-70s. All right, your 7-day forecast, 63 beautiful degrees overnight tonight. Big changes for Thursday with mostly sunny skies, windy conditions and cooler temperatures. 80 are high. 85 Friday should be a beauty for Friday. And then afternoon wind will kind of ruin our day a little bit on Saturday, even though we will see highs near 90. Mostly sunny, still breezy Sunday and 75. Our first chance for showers in a while comes into our forecast on Monday. A 30% chance of rain. Our temperatures holding in the mid-70s. And then by Tuesday, a beauty. Mostly sunny and seasonal with high temperatures then of 74. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
The pitch by Busich. Swung on a miss. Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball is back on the NCWLIFE channel. Watch as they take on the Yakima Valley Pippins Friday, May 30th. Coverage brought to you by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Biosports Physical Therapy, Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, and Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Your exclusive television home for Apple Sox baseball is the NCWLIFE channel. A good Wednesday to you. Cal Raleigh homered twice, and Logan Evans pitched 8 complete innings in the Mariners' 9-1 win over Washington last night. Seattle got out to an early lead thanks to a 2-run home run by Julio Rodriguez and solo shot by Raleigh. Mariners played add-on from there behind a brilliant night on the mound by Evans.
Leadoff man aboard in front of Julio.
Julio batting .236 with 9 home runs and 29 runs batted in.
Fly ball, left field, belted back, and Julio starts tonight with a 2-run home run.
Julio picked up that release point from Mitchell Parker. At first glance, it looked like it might have gotten in on his hands a little bit, but this ball had some carry over the wall out there in left field for a 2-run home run.
That brings up Cal Raleigh. Oh, Cal, a rising fly ball. This is way back, and it goes all the way up there. The Mariners go back-to-back, a second deck job by Cal Raleigh.
So can we end any conversation to the fact that Cal Raleigh is the best catcher in baseball, period, hands down, no contest, don't even want to argue.
Wood caught looking on a backdoor sweeper first time. That's a loud sound and a towering fly ball to center. Rodriguez can only watch it off the batter's eye, halfway up. Indeed, see you way later.
Bob, can I get you up here and have a standing ovation for that one? Thank you.
I'm going to stand with you.
That was a bomb.
Out to left field, and he's done it again. It's a multi-homer night for Cal Raleigh.
Cal with his 13th multi-home run game of his career. He keeps doing things that just make you shake your head.
This chance, top of the order waits on deck, and J.P. Crawford. Chopper, Tana comes home, tag, save! Dylan Moore is safe at the plate.
J.P. hitting .351.
Williamson takes off for second, ground ball. Abrams gathers onto first base. They get Crawford there, but it scores Solanos. The Mariners do tack on another run. Here's Julio. Straightaway center field and shallow. This is going to be tricky, and it's botched. It was Garcia trying to make a highlight reel over the shoulder catch, and he swatted it away like a bug. It's a 7. Bases loaded for Randy. Been aboard twice tonight without a hit. On the ground, over to third. Tana has it to second, on to first. Wide throw, and it gets past Lowe. Goes into the camera well, and that brings home another run. That's J.P. Crawford. Williamson and Crawford score on the play. Now the Mariners just continue to add on late in this game.
Yeah, this all happened because everybody's hustling out there on the field. Rosarena hustling down that line.
1-2. Rosarena giving some ground, nearing the track. He puts it away, and that's the capper on what was just an awesome way for the Mariners to open up this lengthy homestand. Logan Evans, his arrival tonight, 8 innings as he dominates the Nationals, and the Mariners win it 9-1.
George Kirby will be making his first start of the season at home tonight when the two teams meet again. That'll be at 6:40 on Root Sports Northwest. Seattle needed the win last night because everybody right behind them in the AL West was also winning. Texas blanked Toronto 2-0. Houston pounded the Athletics 11-1. The Angels dropped to a 5.5 games back after falling to the Yankees by a score of 3-2. The Wenatchee Bighorn season came to a crashing end last night in a TBL play-in game against Seattle at Wenatchee Valley College. 128-107 the final score. Wenatchee played without second leading scorer Chris Cromartie, who was ejected in the regular season finale against Great Falls and was suspended by the league for last night's game. In addition, Seattle was on a 5-day layoff while Wenatchee played Saturday night in Great Falls and had the 9.5-hour drive back home. Bighorns came out with tons of energy in the first half to build an 11-point lead at one point, but the Superhawks' fresher legs meant the difference in the second half. Grant Olson had the call on the NCWLIFE channel.
Or I should say Washington now. Pig Washington into the lane, hands it off. Ben Hannon up and in. Nice dish once again for Pig Washington. Hardy back the other way. Nick Fleming blocks that one. And the Bighorns quickly, a 3-on-2 opportunity. Dollar, no-look pass, Ben Hannon underneath. Fadeaway baseline, good. Amici Wells, who's checked in, down low. Bauman, it's blocked by Crawford. Bauman can't believe there wasn't a foul. Then it's picked off by Fleming. To Cummins' far side, no-looker Crawford. There's that leaping ability I told you about. Back to Polynice, now it's Montoya, baseline jumper no good. Rebound into the hands of Cummins, he's double-teamed. And gets it away to Washington. No look down court, Ben Hannon. 46-45, how about that? Just like that, Seattle retakes the lead after the Bighorns were up by 11 early in this period. Boy, just never give up on a basketball game. Back the other way, Cummins no good. Ben Hannon, the nice offensive rebound. Double teamed underneath the basket, good, and he fouled. 3-point Seattle lead. Here's Blake, alley-oop underneath George. Or Stroud, rather, as the Bighorns slow to get back on defense. At the free throw line, wanted to drive, couldn't, kicks it out to Blake, back to Anderson. He's going to put up another three, good. Hardy and Wells off the bench will stay in there. Now it's Alfonso Anderson to Hardy, the lefty, puts up the long-range shot, good. Hardy not even going to try and make a shot here. And that will end our ball game and end the Wenatchee Bighorns 2025 season.
I caught up with Coach Matt Riley after the disappointing loss to see what his feelings were on the season.
One thing I didn't question was effort, and that's, as a coach, that's something that you love. So.
It's hard to keep emotions out of it. I mean, you can see it on the faces, you can see it on a little extracurricular stuff down the stretch there. But you want guys that have emotion in the game they're playing, right?
Yeah, for sure. And when it's a, it's a chance to win or go home, you're gonna see those emotions. Things are gonna flare up. But my main thing is, as long as we have emotional intelligence and try to keep going forward, everything will work out. So going ahead, that's in life, or that's in basketball as well. But we'll be fine going forward. I mean, it's just one round that we got to. And I'm proud of those guys for getting here.
Wenatchee finishes the season 15-10 overall. Seattle will take on Great Falls at a best-of-3 championship for the Pacific Northwest Division of the TBL. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.